so they can be assessed.
Okay. So it's not going to cause, basically, long story short, it's not going to cause any problems.
No, it shouldn't.
Whether we own the
Make
sidewalk or
really
not.
much
Okay.
difference.
Okay. Sure.
We're just discussing. It's just a thought that popped into my head. Is,
Right
hey,
out there.
Any further discussion? Any motions?
When we started. Definitely went all over the board.
Yeah.
Bring it back to focus. The bottom line is the village is going to be losing revenue from the local government fund. It's going to impact the general fund substantially. Council has two options: generate revenue, make further cuts. Are we ready to proceed down the agenda, or do we have more discussion here?
Ready to proceed down the agenda.
Next item this evening is the police chief's report from a very patient Chief Sucre.
Thank you. And good. First category under notable events and occurrences. If you recall my last report, I announced that in cooperation with the Claremont County Health District, we were distributing small lock boxes to seniors for securing medications. Attached to this report is a joint media release also announcing this program and our Safer Seniors program. Claremont County Public Information Office is also planning another interview media release on Claremont County TV describing our efforts to keep our village seniors safe. This will also be a joint release that's done with the Claremont County Health District. May 23rd through June 5th is the annual Click It or Ticket Awareness Campaign, so buckle up. Next week, in cooperation with West Claremont Schools and Creative Safety Products Incorporated, we're presenting the Officer Phil Safety Program at Amelia Elementary. This program has been in place here now for 10 years and has been very well received by students and staff alike. During last month, outdoor air conditioning units were stolen from 2 vacant homes in the village. These are usually sold to scrap dealers. Residents are encouraged to report concerning activity around vacant homes right away. Administrative, this Wednesday and Thursday, Linda attended 2 days of training at the Ohio Peace Officers Training Academy. Class will cover operations of the police property room. Our speed display sign is still and currently set up on Deer Creek at Sparrow. Help remind the motorists of the 25-mile speed limit. It will flash at you when you hit 26. Parade permit has been issued to the American Legion. That's for their annual Memorial Day parade at 8 o'clock in the morning on the 30th. And under meetings, on May 5th, 2011, I attended the Claremont County Chiefs of Police monthly meeting. And one other quick note that's not on the report, they made contact today with Dr. Razavi. If you recall from previous report, he's the owner of the property at the end of Deer Creek, not the end of Deer Creek, end of Mallard, and the end of Drake where he had the accident or someone was injured. He is going to get the village an updated letter indicating that he does not want anyone on his property, does not want ATVs on his property. He's also going to look at some ways to get some more signs back there, posted no trespassing.
Yeah.
And that concludes my report.
Actually, one quick question for you.
Sure.
Somebody sees ATVs driving around the neighborhood. Do you want them to call you guys, I guess?
Yeah, they're not permitted on the street, period.
So no, we shouldn't see them driving through the
We
neighborhood at
shouldn't
all.
see them driving on the street calls. Thanks.
Thank you. Next report is from the Union Township Fire Department. Chief Alford is here tonight.
Mayor, council members, how you doing?
All right.
Good. Gary Alford, Assistant Fire Chief. I'm here to represent the fire department and your April report. For the month of April 2011, we made 50 runs here to Amelia. 41 of those were EMS runs. 9 of those were fire runs. Of the EMS runs, 22 were ALS or advanced life support. Those would be the more serious type runs like a heart attack or something serious, and 19 BLS, which is basic life support runs. We transported 29 people to area hospitals. 14 non-transport. In some cases, we get to a scene, and people decide they don't want to go to the hospital, or maybe an automobile accident, and they decide that they're not hurt. 14 of those, our average run time for EMS was 5.7 minutes, and for fire was 7.0. And I'd also like to point out that we're in our spring servicing of fire hydrants. That would include greasing, oiling, and flowing the hydrants to make sure that they operate. And we're also in the process of doing our fire inspections. Any questions? Thank you.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
May I have a copy of your report? If you have it, actually.
I believe Chief Jackson has previously sent.
It's been emailed, yeah.
Yeah, I have some copies.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Next report this evening is from the Public Works Department, Ricky Rowland. Thank you, Chief.
Good evening. In addition to the routine maintenance, the Public Works Department was involved in the following. We have begun a program to straighten and secure road signs throughout the village. As time allows, signs are identified as in need and are scheduled for repairs. These will be the ones that you're seeing. That I'm trying to get those all straightened back.
One on Sperling Drive.
On Spurling Drive. This is in addition to replacement of old signage to the high illumination signage. This maintenance will run through the summer months. Each week we inspect storm drains for potential blockages and clear accordingly. Lately, a lot of debris has been washed toward the drains, for example, grass clippings, old newspapers, etc. The total debris is recorded and reported on a yearly report to the county. Mowing is in full swing and requires much of our time. However, several other projects are scheduled for the summer months. These projects will work around daily routine maintenance and will begin June the 1st. The rain's kind of messing with the mowing schedule, but I'm trying to get all that. The flags for Main Street have been ordered, and Walgreens have graciously donated flags that adorn our veterans' graves on Memorial Day. We would like to thank Melinda Reed, manager of Walgreens, for all her efforts in acquiring these for us. We would also like to thank the American Legion Post 773 for their generous donations of all the flags that line the main streets every year. Also thanks to the Yellow Ribbon Support Center who donate the yellow bows that are placed at our cemeteries, and special thanks to the Umberg family who raised money for the purchase of new flags. Without this type of dedicated residents and businesses, it would be very difficult to continue to provide such high levels of service for these special occasions. All
Greg?
flags and ribbons.
Sorry.
Yes.
I just wanted, I thought you were done for a second. Umberg, is that the little girl?
Yes, the little girls
Okay,
that raised the
good.
money for the flags. Yes.
I'm sorry.
Oh, that's fine. All flags and ribbons will be placed by May 19th, weather permitting. We plan to have those up. We have also cleared debris from both cemeteries and both parks. Throughout the summer, we will clear several dead trees from both Shank and Grove parks. We have once again filled many potholes on Oak, Jenny Lynn Road, and Church Street. I'm in the process of preparing a report to present the conditions of village streets, including recommended repairs and cost analysis. I hope to have this finished and presented to council by June meeting. The Village Public Works was involved also in the interment of Mrs. Fetty on May 15, 2011 at the Oddfellow Cemetery on Main Street. Services were held at 2 p.m. Lastly, flowers were planted in front of the municipal building, gateway sign, and the Iowa Cemetery. And that concludes my report. Any questions?
Thank you, Rick.
Thank you.
Next report is from the Recreation Commission, Derek Campbell.
Thank you, Mayor. We did have our meeting, but we only had 3 people there, so we did not have a quorum. We did have a couple visitors, and Julie was there as well. Basically, we went over the Easter egg hunt. A good time was pretty much had by all. We'd like to thank Pierce Point for donating movie passes. The First Watch Cafe, they gave us about 2,000 free kids meals to pass out. So everybody there, the 1 and 1 definitely got at least one, but probably got 4 or 5. So, and we don't, people of recreation like to thank all the people that helped out as well, such as the local Girl Scouts, council members, Mayor Ellington, the DJ, and all the people's friends and families that also helped out with the event. It made it a lot smoother. It went really well. Next year we only have a few little changes that we think we'll do to that. And we just kind of discussed calendar events that we might do throughout the year in order to have something for the next meeting. So that's where we stand on recreation.
Thank you, Darren. Next item on the agenda is the report from the Finance Committee.
Don't believe you have one.
We didn't have one at the last meeting, that's
Correct.
correct.
So it'll be on the next.
No report. Also this evening, next item is the approval of the outstanding bills.
Sorry I didn't get them to you sooner. It's been a little crazy the past few days. The report submitted is all the bills that have been processed so far in May. One thing I did also is I've listed 7 bills that my predecessor set up for basically direct deposit, if you will, through the Fifth Third. Basically, these companies have the authority to go into the Fifth Third account and pay their bill automatically. All of these have been within the last week. I just haven't had an opportunity yet to post them to the cash book. A couple of the ones, you're talking about sidewalks and such. If you look almost at the bottom of the upper list, where you'll see Oxier Trucking and Hotel Trucking. Rick may be able to clarify this better, but Oxier was for straw, or I think it was straw, and then Hotel was providing topsoil and
Hotel provides the concrete that we did the
concrete.
sidewalk.
Okay.
Straw was Oxier, topsoil was Oxier. Straw was for the Easter egg hunt, the topsoil for the sidewalk.
So I wanted to point those out just to give you a rough idea of what the sidewalks cost us last go around. 2 bottom ones, or Brian Kimberlin did some work on one of the vehicles. Does anyone have any questions or anything on the bills? One other thing I would like to point out, with the bill from Withamsville Ace Hardware, they had a note, please pay up now. This is a bad time to open up a hardware. We had a nice time. We thank you for your business. Apparently they prepared the bill before they got the other check because they still had last month's bill on it, which I did not pay again. What I have heard from other sources is that the closure of the hardware was not by their choice. So, I don't know whether that's going to impact, say, where Ricky gets his extra part supplies or the chief goes to get things for the cruisers. It's something to kind of keep in the back of your head.
Thank you. Accept the motion from council on the bills.
Okay, that's so moved. Make a motion to pay the bills.
Second.
Discussion or questions? Roll call, please.
Derek?
Yay.
Todd?
Yay.
Renee?
Yay.
Bob?
Yay.
Chuck?
Yay.
All right, next item we have on the agenda is legislation. We have two pieces of legislation this evening. Ordinance number O-2011-18, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into an independent contract agreement with Kerry Schultz for the provision of document retrieval, review, and reorganization services and declaring an emergency. This time I entertain a motion from council to suspend the rules for 3 readings on 3 dates.
Make a motion to suspend the rules.
Second.
Discussion or questions? Roll call, please.
Derek,
Yay.
Todd, Renee,
Yay.
Bob,
Yay.
Chuck,
Yeah.
passes.
Ordinance number O-2011-18, this time I'm going to entertain a motion to adopt this ordinance.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Discussion? Questions? Roll call.
Derek,
Yay.
Todd,
Yay.
Renee,
Yay.
Bob,
Yay.
Chuck,
Yeah.
passes.
Thank you. Next ordinance is a first reading. Ordinance number O-2011-19, an ordinance amending section 3-1 entitled Ethics and Conduct of the Amelia Village Personnel Manual. Let me say it again. Ordinance number O-2011-19, an ordinance amending sections 3-1 entitled Ethics and Conduct of the Amelia Village Personnel Manual. I will serve as the first reading. Before we move into an executive session, we have people who have been sitting patiently. I'm just going to go ahead and move to the public input section now, so that someone doesn't have to sit through the.
Did they just come up there?
Yes, sir.
I think you know me by now.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Since we're the few people that attend the meetings. Just have some concerns once again on neighborhood. Last week, we had one of these nuts go tearing through the neighborhood, through all stop signs, and he went back and forth through our street 3 or 4 times. So I very graciously yelled at him to quit to slow down, since our neighborhood is not a dedicated street, so they can't do anything. So he hollered, well, why don't you call the police? So I called the Amelia Police Department, and they responded. They didn't come out to me personally, but evidently this person must have got scared or something, because the word I got from the Amelia Police was that they turned themselves in. And then they were told, that the police was going to talk to them. I don't know, do you know anything about that?
No. That's good police work done by local police. Wait a minute, you weren't done talking yet, were they?
But anyway, maybe I should read this. The people live at 18 Parkwood Place. It's a new house. So I was over there talking to all the neighbors. There's a lot of new kids, little kids driving little vehicles around the sidewalk and everything. And they were concerned. Of course, I don't see them tonight. It's like everything else. They don't seem to want to come. And there's 3 or 4 different houses. So I thought I'd mention again, the person still hasn't slowed down. So, And the fact that the stop signs are not enforceable, which is kind of bad, but that's the rules. And the only other thing I have is, once again, the Grove Park. It reminds me of if you're living in New York City. It's nothing but a bunch of thugs around there. The other day, we had some trouble at our house. We got a little plastic chain across our driveway to keep the construction people from using it as to back their trucks into. But anyway, this kid comes up and he steps on the chain to break it. Well, luckily the chain was strong enough, it went all the way to the ground, didn't do anything. So I was up the street getting some pizza. Come back and brother says, hey, the kid ran up into the park. So I go up into the park. Well, they're like a bunch of thieves. They didn't see anybody, but it has turned in, virtually everyone that has children will not go in that park anymore. It has just turned into, unless they're all there, on the swings and stuff, but they congregate in cars.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them use that facility with the skateboards and the bicycle thing,
Yeah.
but that's all I have to say. Thank you for your time.
It is an area of concern, unfortunately,
Thank you.
unless we have knowledge of
Well, the thing,
ordinances being broken.
getting back to that too, it is so hard for the police to do anything because it takes so long to respond. In other words, when you go to, you have to get Union Township, the dispatcher and everything. Because, you know, they could be gone so quick.
Oh, you mean the kids?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, to report anything.
Yeah, I mean, typically our police response time is pretty quick,
Right.
but by the time you get,
Well, something, I don't know whether they've ever looked into this, but, of course, a lot of times too, I mean, the fact that the little magnet thing has the wrong number on. Now, I called it in the daytime. I think probably Julie answered. And said, this is the police department, or someone up here. And I guess they relay it. But I guess they need to have that one number on there all the time, the one that ends in 1230.
yeah. Didn't we get some new magnets, Chief?
Yes, it's listed on their non-emergency number for police.
Because I think what it is too is, I've got at least 2 police cards, you know, from the officers give out, and they didn't have the 1230 number on there. They
Yeah,
had
that's the officer individual business card, probably doesn't have the
Yeah.
dispatch number on it.
That's maybe something we should consider.
Because where we came from in Florida, the main officer on duty was a small village like this or town.
Yeah.
And they had a cell phone with them with a specific number on it that they could be reached. I think the officers had it on their cards. I don't know whether it's possible here or not, but of course, you know, then everybody is brothers. Yeah. It's kind of like paying for a two-way radio.
Thank you very much. We
Thank you.
appreciate you being here. Okay, any other public input before we move to an executive session? Okay, this time I'm entertaining a motion from council to adjourn to an executive session pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 121.22G to discuss the appointment of a public employee. I would ask the solicitor to join us.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Discussion? Questions? Roll call.
Derek?
Yeah.
Todd?
Yeah.
Renee?
Yep.
Bob?
Yay.
Chuck? Yay. Passes.
All right, we'll adjourn to executive session at 9:01 p.m. Someone entertain a motion to adjourn from an executive session at 9:18 p.m.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. Next item on the agenda is council input. With no input from council this evening, next council meeting is scheduled for Monday, June the 6th, 2011, 7 p.m. This time we're taking a motion to adjourn at 9:19 p.m.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, we're adjourned.